I welcome this opportunity to discuss the actions being taken to respond to the COVID emergency, to answer questions and to exchange ideas with leaders about future actions to rebuild, revive and renew our country. I'm very sorry that Deputy MacDonald is not yet back in this chamber, but I know she will be once fully recovered, and our thoughts today and every day are with all of those affected by COVID-19, with all of those sick or recovering. I also welcome Deputy Kelly as the new leader of the Labour Party. I wish he was taking over in happier circumstances for our country, but I know from personal experience that he'll bring his unique drive and determination to his new role. And I'd also like to extend my best wishes to Deputy Howlin, and I believe that history will record how he helped to rescue our country from some of its darkest economic times. And I know his wisdom and experience will be of great benefit to his party and to our country in the time ahead. Before I continue, Ceann Comhairle, I want to take this particular opportunity to express my condolences and those of the House to the families and friends of the 444 people who have died as a consequence of coronavirus in Ireland to date. 444 people, not statistics, but citizens. People with families, with friends, with lives, with stories. People who will remember them. People who will mourn, and we mourn for them too. I particularly want to mention the 2 HSE staff members in St Luke's Hospital in Kilkenny who died in recent days. And it reminds us how healthcare workers and other essential workers put themselves at risk every day to care for their patients, to keep us safe, and why we must stay at home. Ceann Comhairle, since COVID-19 emerged globally only a short time ago, we've been presented with an unprecedented set of challenges. There's been no rule book, no roadmap, no manual as to how this country or any country can deal with a crisis of this nature. Our response is focused on 3 broad areas. First of all, building capacity in our health service to respond to new public health requirements, such as testing, contact tracing, social distancing and quarantine, and also a potential surge in demand for our health and social care services, beds, staff, ventilators. Second, finding a way to protect those most at risk, the old, frail and chronically ill, those who the virus targets, and to deal with the challenges that presents those who we've asked to cocoon and to restrict their movements. And third, developing policies and programmes to mitigate the impact on our economy and on employees, to keep businesses alive, to keep people on the payroll, to ensure income support for those who've been laid off, and to prepare for a rapid economic recovery when the time comes for that. Our overriding priority in the days and weeks ahead is the protection and survival of as many people as possible, to minimise the loss of life. And I believe we're united as an Oireachtas in that objective. And I'm grateful to party leaders and politicians in this chamber for their critical engagement with the different measures being proposed and enacted. Everyone has played their part. In the times ahead, there are 3 questions we need to consider as an Oireachtas. The first is when we can begin to lift the current restrictions and start getting things back to normal bit by bit. The second is what we need to do to get people back to work and revive and rebuild our economy. And the third is how we can take what we've learned in recent weeks and some of the things we've done to build a better society in the aftermath of COVID-19. How we can honour the sacrifices made in every community in our country and renew our society by developing a new social contract between citizens and state. The answer to the first question is being developed as we speak, based on expert opinion, and we have the advantage of being able to look at some other countries that are a few weeks ahead of us and seeing how their strategies are working or not. I don't yet know if we'll be able to relax restrictions on the 5th of May, but I do know that if we can at all, it's going to be gradual and will happen over a number of months. As we know from Asia, they may even need to be reimposed again, because only a scientific breakthrough, a vaccine or an effective antiviral medicine will truly allow life to go back to being as it was. Other breakthroughs, like a reliable antibody test, could really help though, and I am optimistic about the capacity of the brilliant minds in our international pharmaceutical companies and universities to deliver. The second and third questions are ones that must be answered by the new government, and every single person in this Oireachtas will have a role to play in shaping those responses, whether as part of the government or by playing a constructive role in opposition. Finally, Ceann Comhairle, I welcome the opportunity to hear from all sides of the House today. Don't be afraid to ask the hard questions. If we can answer them, we will. If we cannot, we will say so. But do please understand that in an evolving situation, it isn't always possible to answer all questions in real time. We simply just don't have all the information, and there is so much going on. And do please share your ideas as to how we can respond better to this emergency. No party has a monopoly on wisdom, and we will need good ideas and good input from all parts of this House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Martin.